Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Beyond Light Season of the Lost Intel. And it is week 6 of the new season, which is kind of crazy to think about. And of course, it is Friday once again, so we have our Friday update. XUR has returned, Trials has not returned. No Trials this week because we have Iron Banner. Interesting little glitch I'm going to talk about when it comes to Iron Banner, and moreover just rewards in general. Not an exploit, just something to keep an eye out for. Today, XUR can be found in the Watcher's Grave on Nessus, in the big tree. Kind of hard to miss the big tree. And today he is selling, obviously, the exotic Engram. Remember that you can focus these Engrams by having this mod or any of these mods equipped to your Ghost. These are the ones that will focus that specific stat that you like, either intellect, mobility, recovery, resilience, or strength. You can do this with any exotic Engram that you claim, or any Engram in general, but definitely a good one to take advantage of when it comes to the exotic Engrams from XUR. We have the Hard Light auto rifle. Very interesting auto rifle. It might, though it's not great at the moment, or it doesn't really play into the meta as far as PvP is concerned at the moment, I don't think. But this might be a good thing to have when Grandmaster Nightfalls come around, just because you can swap out the type of damage that you're doing, either arc, solar, or void. We have Shards of GALANOR for the Hunter class with a 62 total roll, not bad. Gets super energy for blade barrage hits and kills. It's also a pretty cool looking exotic if you ask me. Evenly distributed, 17 resilience, 17 intellect, 12 strength, 13 mobility. We have the Crest of Alpha Lupi for the Titan class. I never use this. I don't know really anybody that does. Also a 62 total roll, very evenly distributed. 14 resilience and 13 strength. More orbs from supers, casting barricade heals. Yeah, maybe you could use this in a raid for orbs or something along those lines, but beyond that, don't really find myself or anybody I know using it that much. We have the Sunbracer Gauntlets for the Warlock. 65 total roll on this. Not great as far as distribution, but still 65 is quite a bit. Solar grenades burn longer. Melee kills restore those solar grenades. This might be fairly interesting at the moment, or I know it is, when you have bottom tree DAWNBLADE equipped. The rework, obviously, now chaining melees. A lot of people have been using this with the necrotic grips because of the glitch associated with it, where the melee kills will not only chain, but also the grenades chain the poisoning effect, as well as the explosive effect from bottom tree. So it's a pretty great way to get some good ad clear going. For the extra loot that XUR is selling today, we have the Dire Promise hand cannon, 140. I would say 140s are meta, but apparently 120s are kind of making a comeback, so maybe avoid this one. Nothing as far as the stats on this are concerned really stand out to me. We have the Guinean, I don't even know how to pronounce this, the Guinan 7 rifle, pulse rifle, I think that's how you pronounce it, Guinan. Full auto trigger system, which is something I tend to like on pulse rifles. I think it's a very understated perk. This is a 390. I almost said 1390. 390. So they're not really that meta. Usually it's the like, which ones is it? Like the Darkest Before is a 450. But, you know, I have liked some of the slower pulse rifles in the past. So, you know, with full auto, you might want to give it a try. It also has outlaw on it, which isn't too bad. We also have another 390, the last Perdition pulse rifle with kill clip. It's also not terrible. Again, I don't really see these playing into the PvP meta at the moment, but they may for PvE later on. We have the 7th Seraph shotgun. Always a good one to just have. Nothing really stand out about it. Precision shotguns always tend to be the thing that people are going for, but still not a bad thing to have. You can create Warmind cells with this if that's still your thing. We have the Hallow Words fusion rifle. This is a pretty good impact fusion rifle. Lead from gold isn't a bad perk. Picking up a heavy ammo also grants ammo to this weapon. Be interested to see. Maybe there's some sort of strange glitch you could do with that. There was, of course, the linear fusion rifle glitch earlier in the season that unfortunately got patched. Maybe you could do something with this if you're clever. Maybe more clever than I am. Disruption break is also not terrible. We have the BERENGER'S memory. I don't think I'm saying that correctly. But grenade launcher. Quick draw and shield disorient. Not too many people I see using this particular type of grenade launcher, or really legendary grenade launchers in general. Grenade launchers are certainly not the meta at the moment. They got a big nerf after last season. Everybody, at least me, wishes Anarchy could make that comeback. I loved using Anarchy. And we have the Keening sidearm with moving target and wellspring. Nothing to write home about on that. As far as the other legendary armor that XUR is selling, it looks like, I don't know which set this is, but almost everything is over a 60 roll, so not a bad cache of stuff. This one stands out to me, the chest armor, because it has 62 intellect, which is pretty nuts. On the second page, of course, we have the exotic cipher. Remember, if you already have an exotic cipher, you will not be able to pick up an exotic cipher. So if it's not available to you, I always see at least one comment saying, I can't get my exotic cipher. It's because you already have one. So go use it. You can use it to buy stuff from the tower kiosk. And that is it for XUR's cache today. So now quickly we'll just go over a few other things that I thought might be useful to all of you watching heading into the weekend. If you haven't had a chance to play Iron Banner this week, remember Iron Banner is the playlist for this week as far as Crucible is concerned. That's why you won't see trials. This is a new thing Bungie is trying out where we don't want to overload players apparently with more than one Pinnacle Crucible playlist every week. So no trials on weeks where we have Iron Banner. That means there's only ever going to be 3 trials weekends every month because there's at least one Iron Banner every month. You can get the 4 Pinnacles, obviously, but keep this in mind, and this pertains to stuff just outside of Iron Banner, but if you are somebody who's desperate for those 4 Pinnacles that Iron Banner would allot you, I think it's no more prevalent than at the moment to talk about this, where there's apparently a glitch, and I first saw or heard about this through an article that Paul Tassi wrote. Big shout out to Paul Tassi, always contributing great stuff to the Destiny community. Where if you turn in bounties, at least in his case, he turned in 3 of his Iron Banner bounties and got the exact same heavy machine gun all 3 times. He was very disappointed because he obviously wanted other pinnacles, either armor or other weapons. There was then a playtest done of this where apparently there's a glitch that if you turn in too many bounties all at once that offer a reward, or if you even decrypt too many of the exact same loot-pooled weapons. So, for example, if you went to the Prismatic Recaster and you were going for a specific roll on any given weapon, and the loot pool is maybe 2 or 3 of those weapons, if you decrypt or turn in before the weapon has had the chance to scroll off of your screen, and what I mean by that is when you turn in a bounty that offers you a weapon, or you decrypt an engram, the weapon will obviously appear on the right side of your screen as you decrypt it to show you what you got. The suggestion of this article is that you should wait until that is completely off of your screen, as if it still is, you're at least 50% more likely to get that exact same weapon again. So I think they talk about you basically end up losing the coin flip more often than not. So if you are going for those pinnacles from Iron Banner, just make sure that you wait give it 10 seconds between every time you turn in one bounty before you turn in the other. Just wait for the weapon, whatever you got, piece of armor, to go off of the screen before you turn in the next one. This week's Nightfall is the Proving Grounds. A little bit difficult to do this for the 100K this week, because unfortunately I've tried and have not been able to get the 100K at the 1290 hero, so you can't do it solo in matchmaking. At least I wasn't able to. You might be able to try it, you might be able to get it done if you had a really fast group, but that kind of defeats the purpose of doing it by yourself in matchmaking, which is usually what I like to talk about. The reason why I found it difficult was it's just a little too long. There's a few too many areas where they require a mechanic that can take a little bit more time, most notably the ball mechanic where you have to input the node. It can take a little bit of time, and there's simply just not enough enemies to make up for that time loss. So it looks like Legendary is going to be what you need to do if this isn't something you've done already. You're going to have to find a group. If you are going for any of those tower kiosk exotics, just make sure that you can check out my last video. I talked about how you can glitch into the Last Wish raid to solo the Kali encounter for an extra 3 spoils of conquest every week, which you're going to need to buy those exotics from the tower. 3 isn't many, but you can do it on all 3 characters, so that's a total of 9. You know, if you're a solo player, 9 can be the difference between the weapon you want and the weapon you don't have. So just keep that in mind. You can also still, and I emphasize still because people are always telling me that it's patched. It is not patched. I doubt it ever will be. You can still use the Under the Rock Sparrow glitch to glitch into the Vault of Glass and get the first secret chest for 5 spoils per week per character, so that's an extra 15. Again, this is for solo players who may or may not actually get the chance to do the raid that often. 15 can be the make it or break it between you and the weapon you want. If you're going for any of the legendary Lost Sector runs today or over the course of the weekend, I'm not totally sure where the legendary Lost Sectors are today. Not in the EDZ, not in the Dreaming City, not in the Tangled Shore. Are they on Nessus? Not on Nessus. Europa? Maybe? No? What is going on here? Where are... There they are. The Moon. Okay, so we have the K1 Commune, Legendary Lost Sector at 1320, and we have the K1 Logistics, Legendary Lost Sector at 1350. This one is rewarding the head armor. This one is rewarding the leg armor. So if you want those Radiant Dance Machines, now's a good day to go for it. Remember, even if you do want the exotic helmet, or a chance to get an exotic helmet, you never need to actually do the 1350. You only ever, on any given day, need to do the 1320. Just make sure that you load up your inventory full of any kind of Ingram, umbral, normal, bright. Just make sure it's full, and all that loot that you get from the chest will be sent to your postmaster in the tower, where it can then be decrypted for anything that is in that exotic legendary lost sector's daily loot pool. So anything that is dropping from either one. You might still get the 1320 reward, but you can actually get the 1350 reward. And for some reason, more often than not, I always get the 1350 reward. Maybe it takes the 1320 off the table. I would think theoretically you'd still be able to get that either way, but just make sure you load up on Ingrams in your inventory. And that is going to be it for all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully everybody has a good weekend. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel to be entered into any future giveaways. The next one will be at 55,000 subscribers. I think it should be hopefully around the time of the new DLC. So, you know, we're going to be giving away a full DLC. If you've made it this far, please leave a hashtag XUR or hashtag Season of the Lost in the comments section down below to be entered into any of those future giveaways a second time for this video. And as always, I am Wilhelm Scream. Of course, we will see you next time. Little